Welcome back to the final segment of Investing with Confidence. I am your host, Joshua David. And if you missed part of the show, we've been talking a lot about how these financial markets work. More importantly, how the institutions move this market, move the stock market, futures and Forex, the bond market. They move the markets. But what some of the things we've been talking about here today is how we can trade and invest like these institutions. And they have tools that they use. The great thing about the tools and the techniques that they use, we can also apply.
Right.
These are tools that we can learn to apply just like the institutions. The great part about that is we don't move the market. They move the market. So we just want to trade like them and jump on their coattails and ride along, basically ride the wave like
Right.
our good friend Bob Dunn says. If you happen to miss 2 tickets for the investing class that we do right here in Bloomington to learn more about that stuff, call 952-814-4410. When you call in right now, you're going to receive the tickets, but you're also going to receive a free Cryptocurrency Foundations course. There is a few topics in there. There's a history of cryptocurrency, understanding blockchain technology, but also 5 steps to using cryptocurrency. So when you register for this class, you're going to receive that Cryptocurrency Foundations course. Al, as we get into this final segment, we've had a great discussion about the markets and everything, how they work. Some of the great opportunities that we're seeing in these markets, and it doesn't matter which way the market goes. That's the great thing. But we talk about a lot about having a plan for your investment decisions, really to make smarter investment decisions. Now, people are trying to get a plan for those golden years of their life, and that's they call it the retirement, the golden years. And most people, and I'm just assuming here, most people don't want to spend their golden years at the Golden Arches. They want to be able to do the fun things that they want to do. They want to be able to spend time with grandkids. I know we want to do the same thing. We want to travel the world, see the world. But that's not free. It takes money to do that. So let's talk about some of that. What are some of the things that you see people come to the Academy for when they're preparing for those golden years? And what are some of the things that they want to do in the future when they get there?
Well, there's a number of things that's up to each individual. You know, you mentioned the Golden Arches. Well, go there to get a Happy Meal, not necessarily to get a job. But that's fine. God bless the people that are working there. We see a lot of people that are in retirement that are there not necessarily because they want to, but because that's what life has kind of dealt them. And if you're still working and you're not quite at retirement, or you're looking down the road at retirement, start now. The sooner you start, the greater that golden glow can be when you go into retirement. But
I just want to interrupt you there for a second. I'm glad you said that. I was actually talking to someone today, and we were talking. She's like, I said, "Well, when do you plan on retiring?" She's like, "I don't know. When do you think I should start planning for it?"
Yeah.
And 40 years old, 40 years old. Now is the time. It doesn't matter if you're 40, you're 50, or 60. If you're not there, you have to start now.
Yes. Yeah, and it's never too late to start. You know, a lot of people actually feel that way. They feel it's too late, as, you know, there's nothing I can do now. And that's not true. There's always something. There's a plan that can be put together that will help you to have more benefit from these markets, but understand what the different ways of approaching the markets are. There are different strategies that can be used in different market conditions. You want to make sure that whatever your strategy or your plan, how it's put together, it's non-directional. In other words, you want to be able to be participating beneficially or having the opportunity to do that regardless of which direction the market's going, because it doesn't just go up. It has gone up. We've seen a huge move up in this market, but I think it's important to understand and remember that the riskiest point in the market is at peaks, market peaks.
Yep. To paint a picture on that too, Al, I bet most of our listeners have not experienced a down market. So the markets don't go up forever. I mean, everybody knows that. So that's why we talked about this in the second segment. It's important to prepare for every market condition, to do that now. And think of it this way. If it's going to rain, it's sad to say, but winter is coming up. If it's going to snow, you don't want to go buy a snowblower after it snowed. You want to have that already so you can get out of your driveway.
Yeah.
It's preparing and being proactive.
Well, not only have a lot of the people that are in the market not experienced a bear market, but a lot of the advisors that are in the market have never gone through a bear market.
That's even worse.
The person that may be managing your money hasn't gone through something like that. And excuse me, I met with somebody yesterday. We were talking about her retirement because she's getting close. And she said she had actually talked to her advisor, called the advisor because she's heard us talking on the radio, and asked him if there could be protection on the investments that she had in her 401k. And he basically said, no, we can't do stop losses. There really is nothing that can be used as a protective vehicle for that.
That's just crazy.
Right, which, I mean, it was really eye-opening to her. That's one of the reasons that she's coming in to go to these classes. But when you go into retirement, there's three things that are really important, and this should be part of a plan. And that plan, by the way, when you're young, the plan is going to be different than it is when you retire. But in retirement, the number one thing you have to concentrate on is keeping what you worked hard for. That's protecting what you have. Number two is, why not learn how to grow whatever that amount of money is that you've worked hard for over the years? Continue to grow it so you don't keep just dwindling it down to the point where there may not be enough there when you have a lot of years left to rely on it. And then also from an income standpoint, and I see these articles all the time from advisors out there that talk about income and retirement and how important it is. But their way of addressing it is to work longer. Don't take Social Security.
That's not
early.
A golden year.
That's not a golden year. That work longer, maybe get a side job or an extra job or work part-time. Those are ways, sure, of generating a little additional income. But what they're missing is that there are things in the market that you can use to generate income where you don't have to leave home. It's not going to a second job or working overtime. The assets that you should be using when you're young, when you're in your accumulation phase to generate additional income, you can use those same things in retirement. So in retirement, it's not just protection and growth, but it's also using the shorter term income producing vehicles, because you're going to still have the same bills. You're going to have the cost of being alive is there. It's not free. And when you're working, you have a income from your job that covers those things. That's gone when you retire. So wouldn't it be great if there was a way you could use the retirement money you worked hard for to kind of act as a way of replacing what's lost from the income of your job?
Yeah, I'm glad you brought some of those topics up, I guess. I mean, think about this, and want to make sure our listeners understand what you said there with that gal you were speaking to. Is a lot of the advisors have not experienced a down market, so they only know up strategies, and that's great for now. Mm-hmm. But you got to prepare for whatever's to come. And if you have a concern about the market, I mean, I think most people do, you got to do something a little bit different. You can't rely on somebody that hasn't experienced those different markets to manage your hard-earned money. That's the money that you've accumulated, sometimes 20, 30, 40 years of your working years, and you're having somebody manage that hasn't experienced it. Right. I mean, the great thing about our sponsor, Online Trading Academy, is they have experienced instructors teaching techniques and strategies. I mean, a lot of these people came from the floors of the exchange, the Chicago Mercantile Exchange, Chicago Board of Options, New York Stock Exchange. That's who teaches, because you want to have somebody teaching you that's actually done it before and actually currently doing it as well. I mean, is it kind of like that's the equivalent of watching a YouTube video of some 16-year-old kid telling you how to make millions in the market living in their mom's basement, right? There's a lot of that out there, so you have to really watch what you're looking at online, but you have to have the experience that's teaching you how to do that. And we have different community events with these people. We have, especially like Touchpoint Tuesdays, where we have people come in, and it's a community that Online Trading Academy has built for like-minded investors, like-minded traders to come in and help each other out, trade together, learning techniques and strategies, or say they want to sharpen a skill, whatever that is. I mean, we had a Packed Tuesday again. We do these on Saturdays as well. So it's part of that investment community. A lot of people like investment clubs. Well, have a club of like-minded people and experienced traders and investors being involved with that. And Al, it's getting close to the end of the show, and there's a lot of people that want that community, that want that club of trading and investing to be with experienced traders and investors, people that have done it before. Where you start is an investing class, and Al teaches these right here in Bloomington. They're free. They're 2 hours. Call 952-814-4410 for 2 tickets for this class. we have a huge thing coming up, Al. It's actually happening now. It's this cryptocurrency market.
Yeah,
it's a great opportunity. So we're helping give our listeners some knowledge on what the cryptocurrency market is. So when you come into this investing class, matter of fact, if you just register for this class, I want to make sure our listeners get this. It's a free cryptocurrency foundations course. There's a couple topics in there. There's how to transact with cryptocurrency, the rise of decentralized finance. That's a tough word to say. But also 5 steps to using cryptocurrency. Call 952-814-4410 for 2 tickets and the cryptocurrency course. You can also text the word invest to the number 484848. When you do that, there's another step to this. You got to click the link that we're going to send back to you. It's a link to our website to register for this free class. When you do that, you're also going to get this cryptocurrency course. So if you want to text or call in, it's up to you. Al, you always have some great words of wisdom every single week, but you also have great tips. Let's hear that OTA tip of the week.
Okay. Well, I always talk about attitude and how important it is to have the right attitude to be successful. Being negative only makes your journey more difficult. I saw this on I guess on the internet the other day. I thought it was kind of interesting. It said, you may be given a cactus, but you don't have to sit on it. It's your choice. You can accept where you are is where you're supposed to be, or you can accept a challenge to believe in success, picture yourself being successful, and give yourself the opportunity to realize your true financial potential.
You're right. Don't sit on that cactus if you get it. Take action. Do it now. Be positive. Think for success. Once again, for 2 tickets for this investing class, call 952-814-4410 plus the cryptocurrency course. As always, same time, same place next week. Until then, retire young, my friends.